Hey there, fellow readers and comic book aficionados. This is Deviant.fun with a leaf-through and review of Ether from Matt Kindt, illustrated, beautifully illustrated by David Rubín. David Rubín does an excellent, amazing work here because he doesn't only draw well, he draws creatively, because he has to come up with a very different world from our own, with amazing creatures, magical creatures, where everything is completely different from our universe. It's a parallel dimension where everything is so different, and he comes up with vehicles and stuff that really make this book shine. So Ether is about this character, this guy here, that finds a way to get into another dimension through a portal. There's a special way to get through that portal that he ends up finding out, I think, a little bit by chance. It isn't much explained, and so whenever he ports himself to that dimension, he is greeted by this funny creature here named Glum. He's, like he says here, is Glum, the gatekeeper of the crossroads. Speak your destination, bub. So he's it's a very funny character. He's very straight to the point. He doesn't talk much. He just wants to get straight to the matter. And so, although he's acting like this, he knows our character from way beyond, and he's just complaining. Do we have to do this routine every time? It's about the 1000th time I've come here, and still the same routine. And then he picks him up. Gloom picks him up, and boom, kick in the butt. And that's how you travel into the realm itself. Though our character keeps saying, hey man, I know a scientific way of doing this, you don't need to do this, boom, kick. He always gets the kick. And then Glum jumps after him. At least this time he did. He doesn't usually do that. And he does it because this world has a problem, something has happened, and the mayor wants to talk with our guy. Our guy is a scientist. He believes in nothing but science. Though he's been living almost all his life inside this parallel dimension filled with magical creatures, like this little bug, which is a compass bug. You tell him the destination you want, you set him free, and there he goes. But he can see science in everything and denies magic with all his might and with all his teeth. So this is the kind of illustrations you'll be seeing across the book. So it's a surreal world filled with funny and imaginative details. The interactions between Glum and our guy are very funny, because our guy is always he talks like Sherlock Holmes, going into detail about every deduction he did or is going to do, or how easy that case was to crackle. And Glum just gets bored and, hey, you're being an asshole again, just shut up. So they've got a funny dynamic. So this is what happened. For the first time, a murder has occurred in Ether, and the Blaze has been murdered. Blaze is an entity. Imagine like she was the Thor of this place. She was the peacekeeper. She had the power to expel intruders from other dimensions who might disrupt the harmony and the world of Ether. Here you can see a magic bullet For example, this is a taxi, a snail taxi, that they take to go to the mayor's house and to the library. This is the main suspect of the murder, but it still has to be proven that he is. There's some fight scenes here too. Our guy is a guy of science, but he also gets to defend himself. He prefers running away, but if he has to wrestle a bit, he will do it. At the same time, he is faced with a dilemma of being obsessed with this world. He's been collecting artifacts for years and years and years. He's got a collection of it back at home. And back at home, there's a wife and kid who he's been neglecting forever and forever. And to make things worse, every moment he spends in ether is multiplied outside in the outside world. So it's like if time would pause or decelerate when he's in there. So his wife is getting older and is still much younger than her. She's not getting old at the same rate she is getting. So there's this bit of drama, more from the part of his wife, trying to get him on board to reality. We feel that his life, and he does know that his life would be more comfortable if he would share himself more evenly, but you never feel that there's an actual will for that. He is so obsessed with this world, he's so ingrained in it. In fact, he knows the world better than his inhabitants. He's got maps of every corner he has explored. He has a collection of artifacts that have some powers, and so the book is mainly about him cracking the murder case. But then there are some revelations, some characters that show up to save him. It has some interesting turns. That was the bad guy. And so, of course, this is volume 1. It hasn't ended, so I must say I'm quite eager to read the rest. I was very much impressed with David Rubín's art, though I had seen some shots, but reading the book and seeing how it goes so well along with the mood that the book tries to set. It's here are the biovehicles that you can see. All the vehicles are biological. There's no machinery. The buck train, the air stagecoach. And so this is really a light-weighted read to escape a bit from all those dark themes that we find on Marvel and DC more and more over. So it did really feel good to read through all these vibrant colors and this beautiful world, with a story that has enough going on to keep you always interested until the end, and having a little bit of everything, but not focusing too much on fights or on death or whatever. It does focus a bit on the drama of him not being able to balance his presence in ether and in the real world. So this is a big recommendation. If you haven't heard of it, Ether, Matt Kindt. Matt Kindt alone should make you interested, in my opinion. And David Rubín is such a good surprise here. Perhaps it shouldn't be, but for me, he was a bit unknown. So that's it. All I wanted to share with you. Hope you can grab a copy of this and read it and enjoy it as much as I did. Of course, you can get it from Deviant.fun.biz, and you can find this video and many others. There are hundreds of them, so If you want, just subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, because we're constantly putting new videos out, constantly, really. You can also look for us on Facebook and Instagram. And so that's it. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you in the next video. So bye bye.